Hey guys, CryptoDad here again. Thanks for joining me on the Tuesday morning live stream, the Bitcoin Basics live stream. Welcome everybody. We're going to talk about some basic Bitcoin subjects, and then of course I'll take questions. I'll try to move some crypto around for you guys so you can see how things operate on a step-by-step basis. Do some demos for you. Thanks for joining me. All right, so good morning, everybody. Let me pop out chat here, wherever it is. Is this it? All right, cool. I thought there were some people here. I'm not sure. I had to, I was a little late getting started. The YouTube studio kind of glitched out on me. And I thought there were some people here. It says 2 people. Anyway, feel free to join in whenever you want. But the big question for this morning that I decided to cover was what is a blockchain? So, and by the way, let's take a look. Check out the description below. There's some exciting things going on. Just done some videos on tax preparation for your crypto. And one that I use is Cointracker. There are others. But if you join Cointracker, you'll get a discount if you use my code. And I did a video on crypto.com, and Cointracker was having some trouble. Got in touch with them. They were very responsive. And we got to know each other a little bit. And they gave me a custom code there, CryptoDad. So you can see there, that's the link. If you follow it, you'll get a 10% discount. And then crypto.com. Affiliate link there. If you open up a crypto.com account and stake for an MCO Visa card, you'll get free $50, and so will I. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Works pretty well. And then we've got some other affiliate links down here and the topics that we're going to be covering. So check out the description below. Just click show more so you can see what's going on, and let's get going. So the Bitcoin blockchain. A lot of people, that term gets thrown around a bit. What is a blockchain? Bitcoin is currently at about 68.49 this morning. So obviously Bitcoin is a commodity. It's something you can buy and sell and hold, something you can move back and forth. But what the heck is a blockchain, and how does that work? Well, the blockchain is kind of a ledger. And let's go to Mastering Bitcoin. Whoops. The version, the first edition is free online. Let's see how Bitcoin works. Yeah, that's probably a good one. So what is a blockchain, right? This is a pretty good overview of what a blockchain is. Now, we all kind of know what a ledger is, right? In accounting. A ledger in the past is like a book, and inside that book is all of the lists of the transactions. Some of the most ancient documents that we've been able to unearth from ancient civilizations, some of the first written documents are ledgers. And so its ledger technology has been around for, thousands and thousands of years. The ancient Sumerians or whatever, the Greeks and the Romans, they all used ledgers to determine business transactions, right? You gave me, 3 vials of oil, and I gave you, a certain amount of the local currency. Or I gave you 2 cows, and then you got, 3 chickens. So ledgers have been around for a long time. Now, the Bitcoin blockchain is an electronic ledger. So it is, and it's a file. It's a computer file, just like a Word document or an Excel document. Very similar to the things that we encounter on a daily basis as online computer users. So this file is stored, and it's a list of Bitcoin transactions, right, that have occurred. And when a certain amount of Bitcoin transactions have been processed, they become a block. of transactions. That's the terminology that they use. There is a block of transactions that gets stored in this ledger, the Bitcoin blockchain. That's the ledger. Now, the ledger or the blockchain contains a list of all of the blocks, which are basically just lists of transactions. Now you say, where is this blockchain? Where is this master ledger of all of the Bitcoin transactions? Well, there are multiple copies of it stored all over the world. So it's a decentralized record, right? There's no one main centralized Bitcoin blockchain ledger, right? There are multiple copies of it all over the world. And the mathematics that underlies this blockchain makes sure that each copy of the blockchain is in sync with all of the other copies. That's the unique way that the blockchain works. So, and it uses cryptography. It's got an underlying mathematics that keeps all of the ledgers that exist all over the world in sync with all of the other ledgers, so that no one can create a false transaction. So if you think about a paper ledger or a book ledger, it's pretty easy for someone to just go in to, break into a business at night and make some changes to that ledger. And how would anyone know? Well, most modern ledgers are, there's physical security. People can't break into the server and make changes. But the Bitcoin blockchain ledger is secured through mathematics. So if anyone tries to create a false transaction, like I've just sent myself 5 Bitcoin, right? Well, when someone looks at that transaction, the blockchain technology will compare that transaction to all of the other valid transactions and will reject it. It will say, this is not a valid transaction on the blockchain. And it uses cryptography to check the state of previous blocks using what's called hashing technology. So if you take a file and you run it through a bunch of mathematics, you're going to get a hash, which tells you the state of that ledger. Now, if anything has changed, then the hash will be different than the hash that's generated by all of the other valid blockchain transactions, right? So hashing technology is used to make sure that the ledger is immutable, right? That's how the blockchain works. So I know that's a mouthful for me to spit out on a Tuesday morning. It's probably a mouthful for you to digest on a Tuesday morning, but I like to at least say it out loud in as many possible ways that I can, so that you may hear me say it many times, and then that 50th time, or that 7th time, or that 10th time that you hear me say it, it gels in your mind, and you're like, oh, now I get it. Now I see what he's talking about. So we'll see, right? Or it may just go over your head every time. It took me months to wrap my brain around what the blockchain is and how Bitcoin works. All right, so hello, Nicholas. Hello, Michael Golding. M-A-K-N-A, Makna. Hello, good morning. I is X Guza Gaming G, no showing name, LOL. Hello, it's good to have you here. I love that handle. Tom Kreitz, Egbert from Holland, that's cool. Fred McLean, hello. T Boogie, shout out from Brooklyn, New York. Hope you're staying safe and healthy over there. Don Powell, good morning. Ginsha, Pivik CV coin up by now. Well, that looks like spam. So we got to get rid of that, right? So there we go. So some people are here. Not a lot of questions getting thrown out. So let's just talk about the Bitcoin market right now at coinmarketcap.com. So Bitcoin is down a bit today. It's under 7,000. So over the last month or so, March 12th, I believe, was the big bottom when the market took a dive. So let's see here. It's not even on this 1 month chart anymore. So, but since that low of like 41, 37 on some exchanges, Bitcoin has managed to rebound, right? So, and then over the last several days, here we can see Bitcoin broke 7,000 back on April 7, and it's been pretty much staying above 7,000. Let's see here. It went back down to 65 back right around tax day, right? But then here it is staying above 7,000. And then over the last 24 hours, I guess, it went back down below 7,000. So 7,000 is a whole number. It's psychological. It doesn't really mean much in the grand scheme of things, right? If we look at the all-time chart of Bitcoin, here's our all-time high of like 20,000 back in 2017. And so, but in the long run, you can see that Bitcoin's line is pretty high. It's an upward trend over time. And we're approaching a Bitcoin halving, which is an event that's built into the program of Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a computer program just like any other. It creates files, it creates this blockchain. But if we Google Bitcoin GitHub, we can look at the underlying code that makes the Bitcoin blockchain work, right? And it's a open source project that hundreds of people work on the code to maintain it. They're constantly modifying it, fixing bugs, adding features, right? So it is basically at its heart a computer program. And you can go look if you know anything about programming. Oh, you know what? I am way off here. I've been talking and not realizing that my resolution is wrong for you guys. I wholeheartedly apologize for that. Let's see, 1920. I need to be in HD so you guys can see my entire screen. So my apologies if you couldn't see some of the things that I was pointing out. Let's get back here. So here we are back at CoinMarketCap. I hope you were able to see that chart that I was pointing out because it was going off the screen. Here's that 1 month chart for Bitcoin, right? All right. So, but Bitcoin's not doing bad compared to its low. And we've talked a lot about whether Bitcoin is an independent market as opposed to the stock market. Does it follow the stock market? Is it a reverse barometer indicator to the stock market? Does Bitcoin go up when the stock market goes down? Or does it correlate with the market? Does it go down when the stock market goes down? Now, on March 12th, almost every market went down. What we call a black swan event. So, but a lot of people pointed out back then that, hey, it looks like the market is dragging Bitcoin down. But other people have chosen to see it as the black swan event, which was the coronavirus scare, drug everything down, right? And we would like to see Bitcoin not be correlated to the market, right? We want Bitcoin to work as a safe haven. Those of us who believe in Bitcoin and see it as an alternate to the traditional financial market, right? We want Bitcoin to behave as gold, right? But it doesn't correlate with gold on a one-to-one basis either. So Bitcoin has its own trajectory, right? But the idea here, for those that believe in cryptocurrency in general and Bitcoin, is that holding Bitcoin is a smart move, and that the value of the dollar might go down due to inflation, and then Bitcoin will hold its value. It will be a safe haven, just like gold is in times of trouble. All right. So Mark is here. Hello from Ethiopia, DA. That's cool. Good to have you here with us today, DA. GS Bacon, hello. Tom Kreitz. Don't see the chart on my screen. Hopefully now you can, Tom. My screen has been adjusted. I had my resolution too high when I started. Sometimes I forget all of the little things that I need to do to prepare for my live stream. And like I said, the YouTube interface was glitching on me when I first started, so I didn't get started right at 9. But that's cool. So I wanted to bring up, since there aren't any pressing questions right now, I wanted to bring up the fact that, tax time is near, and I've done some videos about tax preparation. I am a big believer of crypto.com. I use crypto.com on a daily basis. Let me get this started up here, and I can show you on my phone. That's working good. So crypto.com is an app that you can run on your phone where you can buy and sell cryptocurrencies, right? And you can buy cryptocurrencies with a debit card. You can trade cryptocurrencies back and forth. You can get a physical card called the MCO Visa card that you can use to buy things. And you can export your transactions so that you can do your taxes based on all of the taxable transactions that you created when you were buying and selling cryptocurrencies. That's one thing that a lot of people are worried about, is how do I figure my taxes when I buy and when I trade cryptocurrencies. So this is a solution for users of crypto.com. They've partnered with some of the big firms that do online tax preparation or tax help for crypto traders, right? So here's Cointracker. Now, Cointracker is a good one. You can sign up for free, right? You don't have to pay them at all to connect your cryptocurrency exchanges and your wallets to Cointracker.com. You can set up an account for free. Now, if you want to actually have it generate a tax form for you, then you'll have to pay. But see, what happens is, and I don't mind showing you in my 2018 tax return, they amalgamated all of the gains and losses of my crypto trading on Coinbase, Coinbase Pro, Bittrex, Binance, Binance US, and then it coordinated with all of my wallets, my ledger wallets, and then it was able to generate an IRS form 8949, which is a capital gains tax form. And it generated that automatically. All I had to do was go in and connect all of my exchanges to Cointracker.com, and then I connected my wallets as well. Now the reason why you want to connect your wallets is if I have a Bitcoin wallet where I'm storing Bitcoin. If I buy and sell Bitcoin on Coinbase, and then I decide to store my Bitcoin long term in a hardware-based wallet, like a Ledger device, then I would want my financial records to show that when I withdrew that Bitcoin from Coinbase and put it in my wallet, it wasn't a sale, right? I wasn't selling the Bitcoin. I was merely transferring it to my own wallet. I'm still holding it. So you want the tax man to know that, right? Because normally if you withdraw your Bitcoin from Coinbase to your own wallet and you don't connect your wallet, it looks like a sale. It looks like I just sold that Bitcoin, and that's taxable, right? But if I'm just transferring it from one place to another, that's not a sale, right? That's not a taxable event. So you want to make sure that not only do you connect your exchanges to do your taxes, you also need to add your wallets, right? And you can do all of that in Cointracker.com. And it will track your movement of all of your Bitcoin automatically. Once you've connected the exchanges and told them the public addresses of your wallets, they can trace all of your Bitcoin transactions so that you get taxed when you're supposed to and you don't get taxed when you're not supposed to. So I thought that's pretty exciting news. A lot of you, I know the 2019 deadline has been extended, but for those of you who have small cryptocurrency transactions, right? You don't have that many, right? These are their tiers. All right, we choose our tax plan. Right, if you're just a hobbyist and you've only bought, less than 100 transactions, like you've just dabbled in Bitcoin, or let's say you're even lower than that, right? You've just maybe bought Bitcoin a couple of times on Coinbase and you've got it stored in your wallet. That your tax form for that would be free, right? You've just done a little bit of trading, and then if you've got less than 100, it's only $59. But if you're a guy like me that buys and sells cryptocurrencies kind of in relation to my YouTube channel as demos or as personal, when it's higher than 100 transactions, I fall into this tier. And it's well worth it for me because it's a real pain to do all this manually, right? So now that tax time is here, Cointracker is a good solution. There are others. I'm not saying you have to use Cointracker. There's bitcointax.com. There's a lot of other services that will help you prepare your crypto taxes, right? Hi, CFI Randy. Well, I started at 9. I kind of wanted to get it out of the way. Back when the kids were in school, I had to sort of wait till about 9:15 or 9:10 so that I had time to get home from dropping the kids off. But now the kids are home. I don't have to worry about going back and forth to school anymore. So yeah, I'm starting it at 9. That way I can get it under my belt and get on with my day, right? It's pretty cool. So let's go over to Coinbase. Coinbase is one of the easiest cryptocurrency exchanges that you can use to purchase Bitcoin. Let's go here. So if you want to buy some Bitcoin, Coinbase is a really easy and simple way to buy some Bitcoin, right? And you'll notice there that I've got my account protected with two-factor authentication. So I use Google Authenticator. So there's the code, 882959. That protects my account. So my phone is a secondary security device that protects my account from anyone that might want to hack into it, right? So let's say we want to buy some Bitcoin. We can just go up here to trade, right? And we can say, let me buy some Bitcoin and I'll pay with my Chase account, right? I've got my bank account connected. Now, I can also use my Chase debit card, which happens instantaneously, all right? You buy $50 worth of Bitcoin and just click here and I'll, for that $50, they're going to take $1.99 out of that $50. And then, but when I buy it, I'll own it on Coinbase, right? I'll have some Bitcoin on Coinbase that I can hold on Coinbase or move into my very own wallet, right? I'm not going to do that, right? Now, there's other ways to buy Bitcoin. I like the Cash App. Cash App's a great way to buy Bitcoin. A little cheaper, right? Let's go into Cash App. Now, Cash App is an iOS or Android app that you can download for your phone. Pretty simple, right? And you can use it to send money back and forth between you and your friends. You can use it to pay for things in restaurants and things like that, right? There's a lot of people that support Cash App, right? Some people use it to pay their rent, right? Pay things people they owe money to, that kind of thing. But not only does it support regular US dollars, you connect it to your bank account, you can also use it to buy Bitcoin. So if I go down to that little squiggly line down there, you can see that that's the investing portion of the Cash App. I can use the Cash App to actually buy Bitcoin, right? I can hit this buy, and then I'll say, $50 worth of Bitcoin, and hit next. Yeah, I needed to look at it, right? All right, now look there. The fee for buying $50 worth of Bitcoin is $1.13, right? And where were we on Coinbase, right? The fee for $50 to buy Bitcoin was $1.99. So a little bit cheaper on Cash App to buy Bitcoin, right? A little cheaper. And of course, that looks better the bigger the transaction, right? So if I buy $300, let's go back here. Let's say we buy $300 worth of Bitcoin. So for 300, my fee is $5.32. Let's see what it looks like on Coinbase. Let's try 300 on Coinbase. Ah, okay. So it looks like if we go higher on Coinbase, then the fee gets lower as compared to Cash App, right? So always check, see what your rates are when you buy Bitcoin. Now, you can also buy Bitcoin on Coinbase Pro, which is basically affiliated with Coinbase, but a little more complicated, a little more, trader oriented. But you can also buy Bitcoin here for even lower fees. But you need to, in order to do that, you're going to have to be patient, right? You're going to have to wire some money into the account ahead of time, right? Or you can use your bank account, but it takes 3 or 4 days for that transaction to clear. So like Cash App is instantaneous. Coinbase, the regular Coinbase is instantaneous if you use your debit card. But if you use your bank account on Coinbase or Coinbase Pro, it takes 3 or 4 days for the transaction to clear. So you can't withdraw your Bitcoin immediately, right? So if we hit deposit here, if we deposit US dollars, we can use a bank account, a wire transfer, or Coinbase.com. But you can't use a debit card on Coinbase Pro. But a lot of people point out to me that it's much cheaper to buy Bitcoin on Coinbase Pro. You just have to be a little more patient, right? The bank account takes a few days to clear, business days, right? So a lot of easy, cool ways to buy Bitcoin. Yes, it is. Yeah, so Coinbase Pro is cheaper. Thanks, Easy Profit. I like that. Binance Dex is interesting, but for the future, the volume is still disappointing. At the moment, any news? Let's check out that Binance Dex. I know it's a little complicated, but that's okay. All right, so let's go to Binance Dex. Let's see, there's crypto exchanges. Here we go. The Binance Decentralized Exchange. Now, this is not the Binance that we've all come to know and love. The Binance Dex is a decentralized way to trade cryptocurrencies, right? And I can connect a wallet, right? So let's try my ledger. So one of the first things that if we want to use a ledger with a third-party application, let's get this thing closer. Oops. Hope you guys can see that okay. Right, there is my ledger device. Now, in order to use my ledger or store private keys on my ledger, I need the app, right? So you can see here that I have several apps on my device. All right, Bitcoin Cash, Stellar, Monero, Tron, and there's the Binance Chain app, right? So if I click both of these buttons and I'm in the Binance Chain app on my device, let's go ahead and connect the wallet, right? Now, let me put this back here so you can see. How am I going to connect the wallet? Let's do the ledger device. They have so many different ways to do this. We'll hit ledger, right? It wants me to enter the PIN code, which I've done. I've opened Binance Chain. Let's hit connect to ledger. See how that works. Alrighty. And there's my choice of several addresses. As you can see, it's just empty, right? But let's hit that. Let's hit confirm. It's a lot like notice on the device, it's asking me to confirm, right? So I'm going to approve that. And now I'm connected, right? I've got my device connected to the Binance Dex. Now let's go over to balances. Now I think it's going to ask me again, is it? No, it's not. All right, so there's no Binance coin at all in the Binance Dex, right? But I can send some Binance coin in here. So let me show you how that works. I want to transfer some BNB into the Binance Dex. So how am I going to do that, right? Well, I just happen to have some Binance coin in my Trust wallet. So let's go over here. And we'll open up Trust Wallet. And as you can see, I've got some Binance coin in there. So how do I send some Binance coin into the Binance Dex that's connected to my Ledger device, right? I hope you guys are able to wrap your mind or head around this stuff. So right now, the Binance coin is in my Trust wallet. The Trust wallet is a phone-based wallet where I control the private key. The private key is stored on my phone. I get a backup phrase when I create this wallet. So this is a non-custodial wallet, right? Now, the Binance Dex is also a non-custodial wallet. The private keys are held on my Ledger device, right? But I'm able to do these trades on the Binance Dex, so I'd like to move some Binance coin in there. Let's send one BNB coin, right? We'll hit send. Now it wants an address, right? Now I believe I'm going to need both. Copy successful. There's the, let's open this up. Let's scan that. All right. And do I need the memo? I'm wondering if I need, I don't believe I need the menu because this is my own wallet, right? So if I were transferring BNB to the Binance exchange, the full centralized exchange, I would need that memo. But I don't need the memo when I'm transferring it to my own wallet. So I'm going to hit one BNB, right? I don't need the memo, so I'm just going to hit done. And then I'll hit next. And we're going to confirm that. And off it goes. So where did my BNB coin go? It went to this DEX-based wallet. So let's refresh here. Let's see here. There it is. Boom. It showed up in my Ledger-based wallet, right? So as you noticed, right, what we did was we connected this Ledger to this exchange. So this is very similar to a lot of the decentralized Ethereum-based exchanges that you guys are used to, right? You connected your Ledger device, you went into your Ethereum app, and you were able to trade for ERC20 tokens. Now, with the Binance Dex, you are able to trade for Binance-based tokens. So let's see what's up today. Let's go over to the exchange. All right, I think it's going to ask me again. Yeah. It's going to ask me again to confirm the export of the public key. All right. So we're done there. Now, why don't we buy something, right? I like Myth. So let's see if I can find it. BNB. Let's search for MITH. Mithril. I kind of like Mithril. It's cheap. Right? So once I choose the Myth BNB pair, let's go down there. Okay, so I can buy some Myth, right? With my 1 BNB. Let's see here if I can figure out how to do this. Oh, there it is, 100%. So there's my 100% BNB. Let's buy some myth. Multiples of 10. Okay. All right, so let's just buy 40 instead. Let's try that. All right, now I got to sign the transaction. So let's take a look at our device, right? It wants me to review the transaction. Let's review it. There it is. I want to go through this quick because you can see there's 10 things I need to look at. And if I don't do it fast enough, it might bomb out, right? So it gives me all the information about this. I'm buying myth. I'll hit sign transaction by hitting both buttons. And limit, oh, it was a limit order. Ah, I didn't want to do limit. I should have done market. Oh, actually, I don't think you can do market on this. You can only do limit. Eek. I'm not a huge trader guy. I'm just trying to see how we connect wallets. All right. Well, it might take a little while for the actual transaction to go through, right? Because it was a limit order. I probably should have lowered my expectations a little bit. Yeah, I've had a trade on this take like days to execute and then like cancel because it never executed. So you got to be kind of careful when you do this kind of stuff. Let's go to open orders and see what we got there. So as you can see, there's an open order to buy some myth at a certain price, and it hasn't filled yet. I know we're kind of getting off the subject of basic Bitcoin here today, but what the heck? All right. So I don't know. Well, we'll wait and see if that actually ever executes. It would be nice if it did. I can cancel if I wanted to, but I'll just hang out, see if it goes through. It may or it may not today during the live stream. All right. But we can wait for that. Let's see if there's an order history. Nah, there's nothing. All right, well, I could cancel it. Yeah, but I can't do market orders on this. I usually do market orders because I'm just impatient and I'd rather just see them execute right away. All right, we'll just hang out. Let's see if anybody else is asking stuff. Nobody? Yeah, and that's Egbert mentioned that the volume is low. See, that's what happens when you've got low volume, is that your orders don't execute in a timely fashion, right? There's not a lot of liquidity on this exchange, which is kind of disappointing because this is a cool feature, right? This Binance Dex. So I don't know, it may or it may not work, but we just moved $15 worth of BNB in here. So it's not a make or break kind of thing, right? I'm not hanging on a $10,000 order or anything like that. So it may or it may not execute while we're talking. Or best ask, right? Yeah, I'm not very good at this stuff. I usually just use market. I don't know if there's any way to go back and try to make it a little lower. Let's do that. Let's cancel. All right, let's see if I gotta. Yeah, I gotta confirm that on the device. 5, cancel order, sign the transaction, boom. All right, let's go back to the exchange. I gotta confirm that on my device. Let's go back to Myth again. Myth BNB. Well, it's like different now. All right, let's just do 100% again. What? Only 5? Oh, it's like it hasn't like acknowledged the fact that that has been released yet. Let's just refresh here. Yeah, it's a little bit of a pain to deal with this. All right. Yeah, it's telling me that I. Okay, there it is. So let's try 40. Let's just try 44. That's 45. Let's try 44.80. I don't know. Let's try best ask. Hey, let's try that. Let's try that again. Let's try best ask and then buy myth. Let's see what happens there. Okay. All right. Oh, that's weird. Let's try 80. All right. Whatever. Let's please. Just want to buy this. Okay. That's fine with me. Right? I just wanted to execute. All right. Let's sign the transaction again. Here we go. Boom. There's all that good stuff going by. Let's hit sign transaction. All right. Limit buy order successfully created. Let's. Oh, you didn't see it because my camera thing was in the way. Bad me. Let's go back over to open orders. Oh, no open orders. That's a good sign. There it is. Boom. We did it. All right. So we had a little bit of BNB left over. And now that I've made this trade on this decentralized exchange, let me take this myth and send it back. So how am I going to do that? Right? So I want to put it back in my trust wallet. Now it's in my wallet here. That's fine. I could just leave it in here because it's my own wallet. When I disconnect the device, the private keys for the BNB and the myth are stored on my ledger device. That's all fine and good. So it's not like it's on an exchange. But why don't I move it back into my trust wallet? That might be an interesting little experiment. So let's go back over here to Mithril. And this time we'll do receive. And there's the QR code and the address. So, but how do I get that onto my computer? I'm just going to share it with myself. We'll just send that to me. All right, I want you guys to see what's going on here. There's the... I'm not going to like eyeball the address and type it in by hand, right? There's no way I want to do that. Notice the Mithril address is a BNB formatted address, right? So let's go back over here. Let's do a send of the Mithril to my Mithril address. I'll send it all, right? And we'll hit next. Now I'm going to put the device up here so you guys can see what happens on the device. I'm in the Binance chain. We'll hit next. We'll send the transaction, right? And there, it wants me to review it. This is called signing your transaction. We're sending the Mithril from this wallet to my trust wallet. I'll hit sign transaction. There it goes. Off it goes. And now it's empty, right? The Mithril has moved. Where? Let's check over here. Let's hit back. And boom, there it went. Easy peasy, right? So I moved Mithril from one place to another. So I know this is a little out of the basics of Bitcoin, but it's the concept of moving cryptocurrency from one location to another is something that is good to learn to wrap your head around, right? Because that is the essence of managing your own finances. It's great if you believe in Bitcoin and you want to buy Bitcoin and you want to, put it in a you go on Coinbase and you buy a bunch of Bitcoin and then you hold it in there until the price goes up and you make a fortune or whatever, right? But the idea of being able to move the cryptocurrency from one place to another really is at the heart of controlling your own finances. So, yeah, Bitcoin can be thought of as a commodity that you can buy and hold on an exchange and buy and sell, or take a profit or a loss on, but you're not really learning how Bitcoin works by doing that, right? That could just as easily be a stock on an online stockbroker. But when you actually move cryptocurrency from one place to another, from an exchange to your own wallet, from one wallet to a different wallet, it has to do with those long addresses, right? And they're just like your home address, right? It's like someone wants to send me a check, I got to give them my address, right? So they know where to mail the check. Same with cryptocurrency, although the addresses are mathematical, right? So I bought some Mithril on the Binance Dex, and then I transferred it into my own wallet, right? My Trust wallet. Now, that was a little convoluted because I could also use the Trust wallet. It has a big built-in Dex too. But I just wanted to demo how the Binance Dex worked, right? So pretty cool stuff. All right. Now let's see. You guys aren't asking too many questions today. Usually I get a lot of. So your Windows security key is your Ledger Nano X. Yes, in this case, yes. This sort of happened when Windows updated. So it's not really, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not really. It's a little generic for Windows to treat a ledger as a security key. It used to sort of be under the hood, and then when Windows updated to the latest version of Windows 10, we started getting these weird Windows security key messages, and they were kind of buggy, right? So it's really weird that Windows keeps popping up that message because it's really unnecessary, because all of the functions that I'm doing now were the same a few months back without seeing that weird Windows message. But Windows is sort of trying to support security keys. So you could have I forget the brand name. This guy. I don't even know the brand name of this guy. Yubico, right? You could have a Yubico security key that you can use to secure your logins, right? Like your Google login or your database login or whatever. And that requires you actually plugging the key into a USB port, right? But the Ledger has its own interface, but somehow Windows wants to be involved in that, right? Windows is like looking for a security key. So yeah, in that case, the Ledger is the Windows security key. But the message that Windows is popping up is not very helpful at all. And Windows should be saying, oh, connect your Ledger, but it's not, right? It's telling me connect your Windows security key. It's like Windows is trying to get in the mix here, and it's not very helpful. But it worked, right? But those Windows messages were pretty unhelpful, so to speak. Works with the Binance Chain app on Ledger. Perfect. Yeah. Yeah, so that's how it worked out. Trust Wallet has a built-in DEX. Yes, it does, right? I could have done the exact same thing in on my Trust Wallet, right? Much easier. Much easier than what I just went through, right? So down at the bottom there, I've got the DEX. Oh, I don't want 5. Eek. Oh, we got a 0.5, right? We do 0.5 Binance coin. Hit next. Right, we'll hit send. And lo and behold, I've got a built-in decentralized exchange built into the Trust Wallet that allows me to simply do that trade that I just showed you on the Binance Dex that was really complicated, right? So now that I'm done, I can go back to the wallet. We can go back to Myth, and we can see Should say that. Well, it's there. It doesn't count it as a like a transaction, right? It was just a swap. So it's in there now. Is it? I thought it was. Looks like it. I don't know if you can go to the. Oh, you got all kinds of stuff built in, right? So one thing that you'll notice with cryptocurrency is that there are several ways to do the same thing, right? And there's a lot of overlap, and it gets confusing, right? So sometimes it's difficult to wrap your head around what's going on. But I just did the exact same thing, pretty sure. But I don't see a transaction record of it, right? No. I don't see a trading history, but I'm pretty sure I swapped those. I'll go review my video, but I'm pretty sure I did, right? So yeah, you can trade right within Trust Wallet too. And it's non-custodial decentralized exchange. And you can only trade for, actually I think you can even do Ethereum transactions. I don't have any Ethereum in this wallet, but you can buy Ethereum, but only for other Ethereum tokens. Let's see if I can buy it. Oh yeah, this is like with a third-party payment provider, which I haven't connected. Right. So a lot of versatile ways to buy and sell cryptocurrencies right on your phone. Right. Not only that, if you're more comfortable using your phone, right, there's a Binance app that you can use on your phone where you can log into the Binance exchange and buy and sell cryptocurrencies that way, or Binance US. They've got an app. You can log into Binance US on your phone. Right? You can buy and sell crypto. It uses my Binance US account, which I've linked to my bank account. So I can actually buy crypto right here on my phone on the Binance app. I'm going to have to log in. Now I have a password manager that stores all my passwords in my phone called 1Password. Pretty cool. All right, now my Google. Now for Binance US, I believe I need to type it in one by one. So I'm going to go back over to Google. Binance US, there it is right at the top, 597,554. 597,554. Was that it? I hope so. I'll enable Face ID. I thought I had. All right, so here I am. Now I can go over to my wallet, right? And that's pretty cool. And let's say I want to go down to BTC, and I want to, can I deposit? Oh, no, I can't. Because I don't have any money in here. I can go to US dollar, and I can hit deposit, and it connects to my bank account, right? Let's say I want to deposit 50 bucks. I can just pull it directly from my JP Morgan account or my debit card. So it's an easy way. But the only problem I have with Binance US is even with the debit card, they make me wait to clear the transaction. They make me wait 10 days, right? So if I bought 50 bucks worth of Bitcoin here, I would own the Bitcoin on their exchange, right? It would be in the exchange, but I wouldn't be able to withdraw it into my own wallet for like 10 days, right? So that's kind of a bummer, right? It might work like if you just made the deposit from your bank account, it might, after 3 or 4 days, it might clear. But when you use the debit card, they put a 10-day hold on it. Kind of a bummer. But that speaks to the nature of cryptocurrencies, because they don't want someone using their debit card to buy $1,000 worth of Bitcoin and then transferring the Bitcoin out of their exchange into their own wallet and then calling their bank and canceling the transaction, right? Those kind of shenanigans can happen with the modern finance system, right? A Bitcoin transaction is irreversible, but a debit card transaction can always be canceled by the user. They can call their bank and cancel it, and then Binance US would be out that $1,000 worth of Bitcoin, right? So that's why they make you wait 10 days before you're allowed to withdraw. That's just the way finance works. The nature of Bitcoin and the nature of our modern finances, right? People in the US are fickle, right? They buy something with a credit card and then they decide they don't want it. They call their credit card company and they say cancel the, reverse the charges. You've got to take that into account, that can happen. That's why they make you wait 10 days. But Coinbase, if you use your debit card, it will immediately, you'll get the Bitcoin immediately and you'll be able to transfer it out. So I prefer Coinbase with my debit card. But the fees are a little high, right? All right, so here we go. Can you do a video on how to use the YubiKey? I have done a video on how to use the YubiKey. So let's just Google that. CryptoDad YubiKey. I think it's YubiKey. All right, so we got several here. Here's how to set up the FIDO with the YubiKey. Here's the new YubiKey 5CI. So let's get both of those. Whoops, pardon me. I'll throw that one out there. This is the basic YubiKey video on how to set up the YubiKey. And then this one is... Hey guys, CryptoDad here again, and today I'm going to show you how to use... That's the small one, the YubiKey. How to use that with your phone. It's not really... It's a little esoteric right now because there aren't very many devices that you can use that YubiKey 5C, the one that I showed you here, this little one. Because, whoops, you'll notice that it's... let's go over here. You'll notice that this guy is... it's either a Lightning connector or USB-C connector, right? So not everybody has a USB-C connector on their computer, right? I do, but not everybody does. Most computers don't. They got to be a pretty modern or higher-end computer to have a USB-C connector. A lot of laptops have them now, all right? Macs have them. Oops. So, but that's a decent video. And then, like I said, you can actually, plug this Lightning connector into your phone and use the YubiKey C as a security key for your phone, which is pretty cool, right? So hopefully there'll be more apps that support that as time goes by. Right now, I think the only one I was able to use was the 1Password. And we talked a little bit about 1Password earlier. Right? It's a great password manager for your phone and your computer, right? You create an account, it's encrypted, no one can break into it except you because you're the one with the master private key. When you choose that master private software or that master private password, they encrypt the file so that only you can unlock it. So, but they store it on their server so that you can use it on your phone and on your computer. So when I create a new account and I store it in 1Password, it shows up on my phone. And when I create one on my phone, it shows up on my computer automatically. So you saw me logging into Binance US using my 1Password account earlier. So much easier than trying to remember multiple passwords. Much more secure than using the same password over and over again on different accounts, right? Better than having it on a notebook that I have to refer to and type in manually every time I want to enter a password. It saves it in the 1Password interface, and I have access to it on my phone and on my computer. And it's more secure than saving your passwords in your browser because it stores all of your passwords in a highly secure encrypted file on your computer, on your phone, and in their cloud, right? And like I said, no one can break. It would take thousands of years for someone to crack into the account because I have a really long master private key, right? So kind of getting a little off subject, but we're staying with cryptography in general, right? Cryptography is the science of codes, long numbers, right? Only made possible by computers, high-speed computers, right? This technology was born in the 1970s, right? This is a nascent technology, brand new, only made possible by high-speed computers. So pretty cool stuff, right? In modern society, we've got all kinds of passwords, right? And you don't want to be sloppy with your passwords. You don't want to have them on sticky notes on your monitor. You don't want to reuse passwords. You don't want weak passwords, right? There's too much at stake these days. Your Facebook account, your Google account, your bank account. You know, you want to have strong passwords that are hard to crack, and you want to use two-factor authentication. But the passwords, the user account passwords, much easier to manage in a password manager than on your own in a notebook or saved in your browser. All right. So we got a little off topic on Bitcoin today. How to buy crypto on KuCoin. I don't really have time to go into that. KuCoin is simply a cryptocurrency exchange. I don't think I have. Wait, it's in the other browser here. Let's see if I've got it. Is that it? No, that's CoinX. Here, KuCoin. Right. So on KuCoin, now KuCoin is a right. See, there we go. There's my password manager. I have an account on here, and I'm not a robot. Now, but the thing about, now I want to save that, and my 2FA, right? I've got it protected with 2FA on Google Authenticator. So let's go over to Google. Let's find that. I think it's down towards the bottom. I got a lot of codes here. There it is. I'll wait for it to cycle here. All right, 834946. I won't trust it. Should get me in. All right. Now, because, and there's nothing in here, I just set this account up. It's just blank, right? But you can probably connect your bank account to it, maybe. But because it's a foreign exchange, they might not allow U.S. customers to deposit money directly. So in order to trade on a foreign exchange like KuCoin, what you need to do is fund the account with cryptocurrency. So it's sort of like which came first, the chicken or the egg, right? How are you going to buy Bitcoin if you don't already own it, right? But what you have to do, and I did this a lot back in the 2017 when Binance first came out. There was a lot of coins on Binance that I wanted to buy, but I couldn't connect Binance to my bank account. I couldn't deposit money in Binance. So what I would do is I would go over to Coinbase, right? I would buy some Bitcoin on Coinbase first. It's going to make me go through all this again. And this is another part of cryptocurrencies. You have to be patient, right? Right? You're going to get asked for passwords and codes and all that, right? So I would buy the Bitcoin first on Coinbase. And then when I had the Bitcoin on Coinbase, let's go to my portfolio, I would have to do a send of that Bitcoin into my KuCoin account so that I could trade, right? There's nothing to send yet, but I would say, okay, I'm going to deposit some Bitcoin into my KuCoin account, right? What am I going to deposit? See, right? Everything they want is cryptocurrency. I have to use cryptocurrencies to fund this account, right? So then they give me a Bitcoin address. I copy that into my clipboard. I go back over to Coinbase. I send it from Coinbase to KuCoin, and then I can trade on KuCoin for that weird, obscure coin that I couldn't buy on Coinbase or whatever, right? So there are certain coins that are brand new that aren't supported on many exchanges. Then you might need to buy on KuCoin. They have it on KuCoin. How do you fund the KuCoin account? With Bitcoin. That's the easiest way, right? You have to fund your cryptocurrency account with some Bitcoin to get started, right? So the answer is, how do I buy Bitcoin on KuCoin? You buy it on Coinbase first, and then you transfer it into KuCoin, and then you can trade from there. Right? Do you need to pay to use 1Password? Yes, 1Password. I believe they have a free plan. Yeah, you can try it. Well, you always have to pay for it. They'll give you like a 30-day trial, but it is a paid service, right? It's not that cheap, or it's not that expensive. Like $4 a month, right? And here's personal family. $2 a month. I think I use this one. $5 a month, and you pay it every year. So it's kind of like Amazon Prime, right? It's like $100 for a year, whatever. Well, $5 for a year, 5 times 12, that's like $60, right? But for me, it's worth it, right? It's a paid service, just like a lot of services out there. Like, I mean, your Netflix and your, you don't mind paying $15 for a month for your Netflix because it has value to you, right? And your Amazon Prime, you don't mind paying $10 a month for Amazon Prime because you get free shipping, on all that stuff. So yeah, 1Password is a paid service, but it's not that expensive, right? For what it offers you, right? I've got I don't know. Let me take a look here. My 1Password. I think it'll tell me here. Oh, they just updated it. Okay. You guys might want to check this out. 1Password 1.75, just new version came out. Okay, I have 468 accounts saved in here. I've been using this for like 3 or 4 years now. So I'll go on to an account and they're like, that I haven't been on in a long time, and they're like, okay, you log in. And I'm like, did I set up an account with these people, or did I not, right? And you know the drill, right? You want to log into something and you don't know if you created the account or not, and then so you try to sign up, and then they go, oh, this email, this account already, or this email is already associated with an account. So then you got to do a reset, you go through all that. We all know that drill. We've been through it. But with 1Password, you go into a site and it says log in, and you're not sure if you got an account with them or not. You just click on the login and your 1Password will pop up and say, yeah, you got an account. Log into it. And boom, you're in. Right? So that's another great thing about 1Password. It stores all those obscure little web-based accounts that you've set up over time that you may have forgotten about, right? God, what was my password for that? This is great. Anyway, I'm not trying to sell you 1Password. I'm just trying to tell you how good it is, right? I've been using it for years. Okay. Gino, thanks for the thumbs up. I really appreciate it. What do you think about using Gmail versus Proton Mail for crypto? Well, Proton is great. You can, Proton Mail is an encrypted mail. A lot of people use Proton Mail. And I have a Proton Mail account, secure mail. Now, it encrypts mail, right? The thing to remember about Proton Mail is it's not strictly anonymous, right? A lot of people tend to confuse privacy with anonymity, right? So when you set up a Proton Mail account, I think you need to give them your phone number, or you need to give them a previous email in order for them to validate. So you can still be identified when you use Proton Mail, unless you're really, really careful. But it's great if you want to. It's secure communication, right? But if, like, the police are trying to investigate you or whatever, just hypothetically, they would know that you're using a Proton Mail account, right? it can be discovered that you're using Proton Mail. They just can't read the messages, right? That might piss them off, right? Hey, he's using Proton, I can't read his messages, right? But in modern society, right, you want your communications to be secure. So Proton's a great solution for that. Now, Gmail encrypts your email in transit, right? But it can be the people at Gmail can read your Gmails, and the government can subpoena Google and get your Gmail. A lot of these cases that we've seen over the last several years, last couple of years, where somebody will be a criminal or whatever, and then they'll say, oh, the government subpoenaed Google, and Google turned over their history to them, right? Like some mass shooter or whatever. And not saying we're all mass shooters, but as an example, they'll say, well, we looked at his Google search history, and he was like searching stuff like, how to build a bomb or whatever. And then you stop and you say to yourself, how do they know that? It's because the U.S. government can subpoena Google and get all that information for someone that they deem to be a criminal. Now, that's like big criminals right now. But what if they just suspect you, right? How hard is it for the government to subpoena Google for all of your Google emails, all of your Google search history, all of your Google map travel history? I mean, Google can reveal a lot about you. And now Proton Mail, they could subpoena Proton Mail, but Proton Mail doesn't have the encryption keys. So even Proton Mail can't decrypt your emails. Only you. You were the one with you choose your private key by choosing a long password. And so even if Proton Mail gets subpoenaed, the government won't be able to decrypt the communications. That's why the government hates Proton Mail and Signal, right? Another one. That's another big one that the government hates, right? Signal. I think I've got it on my phone. Yeah, Signal. Boy, they hate Signal, right? I know somebody on Signal. Interesting. Oh, and he's on it, right? So, but I downloaded it and set up. I can add contacts in here, and I can send them messages, and they're private, right? Even the government can't decrypt them. That's why they hate Signal so much. Anyway, guys, I'm kind of over. So thanks for joining me. Please, how do we get our money back from cryptocurrency to our banks? I am new. Okay, I'll end with that. All right, so it depends on which cryptocurrency exchange you're using. But if you are buying and selling Bitcoin on exchanges, then all you got to do is trade your Bitcoin for dollars. It's not rocket science, right? So if I had some Bitcoin, I could sell it to cash, right? And then I could go to my cash account and withdraw, right? And that's connected to my bank account. So, but if you've got a wallet, you've got your Bitcoin in a wallet, then simply send it to Coinbase, and then you can cash out using Coinbase, right? So Coinbase is really easy to cash out because you've connected your bank account. Now, and Cash App, right? Cash App is another way to cash out. So if you've got Cash App, I can deposit some Bitcoin in my Cash App, and then I can sell it. All right, go back over here. Let's see, where the hell do I do that? There is a way. I forget what it is, but there's a way to do it. Withdraw Bitcoin, right? I can withdraw the Bitcoin, and then it goes into my cash balance. And then once it's in my cash balance, I cash out, right? And that takes it back over to my bank account. So you can use Coinbase to cash out your Bitcoin, and you can use the Cash App to cash out your Bitcoin. I believe there's a lot of cryptocurrency exchanges. As long as you can connect your bank account, You can cash out, right? Sell your Bitcoin for cash and withdraw. That's pretty much it. Chrome account is not as secure as a standalone password manager, right? So if you are using your browser to store your passwords, either Chrome or Firefox or even Brave, they store those passwords on your computer in a file. And that file is encrypted, but it's not as strong as a standalone password manager, right? So if someone were to gain access to your computer, it would be easier for them to crack that browser password file than the password manager file, right? There's a higher level of advanced encryption on the password manager files than in the browser file. The browser stores your passwords in like encrypted file, in a hash file on your computer, but that hash file that's stored on your computer that your browser creates is a little bit, it's better than nothing, right? I'm not saying don't use your browser to store your passwords. It's much better than keeping them in sticky notes or reusing the same password over and over again. But it's not as secure as a password manager. Password manager adds another layer of security on your password file. When I say password file, I'm talking about that huge file that has all of your accounts and passwords in it, right? Your browser can store your passwords, but the file that it uses to store your passwords is not as secure as you might want it to be, right? Much more secure to use a standalone password manager, 1Password, Dashlane, whatever, right? And there'll be a transition, right? You'll need to go into your browser and delete all of those passwords, right, out of your browser. And then your browser is going to keep asking you, right, do you want to save this password? You're going to have to say, no, I don't want to save it, right? I'll use my own way to save it, right? So there's a little bit of a learning curve, but in a modern society, you're much better off using a password manager than saving your passwords in your browser. But saving your passwords in your browser is much better than writing them in a notebook, more convenient, and it's much more secure than just reusing your passwords on lots of different sites, right? So it's a smart way to store and use passwords, but there are smarter ways, right? So that's my 2 cents on saving your passwords in a browser like Chrome, right? And I don't believe Google has access to those passwords, right? Those are stored on your computer. But like I said, they don't use very secure ways of storing your passwords, right? But I don't believe they have them on the Google servers, right? They're stored locally on your computer. So in order for, if the government said, give me all of Rex's passwords that he has stored in his Google browser, Google would say, well, we don't have that. That's stored on Rex's computer. So you're going to have to go to his house and get into his computer if you want that stuff. You'll have to break into it somehow. And the government forensics probably could, right? So that's another issue, right? So let's say you were storing all of your passwords in your Google browser or your Chrome browser, and the police showed up at your door with a search warrant, and they took your computer and they took it to their lab, and their forensic guy broke into my Google or Chrome password file and got all my passwords to all of my accounts, right? Possible. But let's look at the other scenario. The government knocks on my door, they come in and they take my computer, and then they get their forensic team on there, and lo and behold, they can't break into my 1Password account because I've got like a 30 character master password. So then they would just have to say, well, we can't break into it, right? They would say, well, Rex, what's your 30 character password? And I would say, I'm a free man. I'm not going to give that to you, right? And then they'd be pissed, right? Because they can't break into my password account, right? That's the security that I'm talking about. Scott's here. Yay! Well, Scott, I'm almost done. We talked a lot about a lot of weird stuff today, so I invite you to rewatch the video. It's good to have you here. So I'm signing off, guys. I've been on for an hour and 20 minutes now. I usually just keep this morning thing to an hour. So once again, thanks for joining me, everybody. Don't forget, I do this every Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, every Tuesday morning around 9 a.m. To 9:30. You never know. I'll try to post these ahead of time so you'll have an idea, because I can actually create the stream ahead of time and schedule it. So I'll try to be a little more accommodating to you guys out there that are loyal viewers, so you'll know in advance when I'm going to start. So, but join me. I'll answer questions and we'll have a good time. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell that you can click that will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content. Once again, thanks for joining me and hope to see you again soon.